Hi friends, I'm Kat. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about the Summer of Romantasy readathon, which is hosted by Tori Between Pages, and also just in general kind of my Kindle Unlimited TBR. So the Summer of Romantasy readathon, it's a readathon that's taking place between June and July all the summer, both full months. And we have a bingo board of 35 prompts that basically you can either read like one book individually per prompt, or you can try to like match your books to as many as possible. But I'm insane. We all know this. So I'm going to be trying to read 35 separate books for this. And again, like if I'm insane and an overachiever at all times, I can never do anything halfway. So we're just going to be talking today about some of the books that I have planned to read for this. It is going to be mid to late June by the time this goes up. So the readathon will already have been in effect for 1 month. Basically right now, well, not even a month, a half month. So basically right now, I've read a few books that I can count towards this and that I can count towards the prompts. But because we are so late into the month, you know what? We're going to be going insane the next few weeks about reading Romantasy. And I hope you're excited because there's going to be a lot of 24-hour readathons or week readathons or just stuff where I am reading as much Romantasy as possible. So I'm super excited. I hope you are too. And a lot of the books today, we're not really going to be going over the prompts themselves. I will have all the information linked. I'll have Tori's video. I'll pop up some pictures of the bingo boards themselves. But to be honest, what I'm mostly planning on doing is reading books and then seeing if I can fit them into a prompt. I only have a few that I'm definitely reading for specific prompts, and otherwise we're just gonna hope for the best. We're gonna pick and choose as we go and hope that we find something that fits. So will this potentially result in some books that reading and then they don't end up fitting anywhere? Yeah, maybe. And will I maybe have to read a few different things to find like the one bed prompt or the touch her and die prompt? Maybe. So we're just going to hope for the best and also have as much fun as possible with this because, you know, I love Romantasy. This sounds like such a fun readathon. This sounds like such a fun time. And yeah, let's dive in. I do have a few books on these shelves too that I might read for it, but today we're only going to be talking about the Kindle Unlimited books. So first off, I do have a few books for specific prompts that I know I'm reading. Like for example, the June book club book for Tori's Who Did This to You book club is Beneath Black Sails by Claire Sager. So I'm definitely going to be reading that one. And then whenever the June book club is announced as well, I'll be reading that one. Then I know there's some series I want to continue on with. There's like the Kingdom This Cursed and Empty, which is a sequel to a book. I'm going to be reading that one, and I think books 3 and 4 in that series, just because those are ones that are, I think it was Court This Cruel and Empty was the first one. Court This Cruel and Lovely, something like that. But I did find all of the audiobooks on Libby really easily, so I was like, might as well just check those out. I know for a Tori fave book, I'm probably going to be reading Vows and Runes, which is the sequel to Blood and Steel. I read that earlier this year, liked it, so this feels like a perfect opportunity to keep going with it. And I really want to read Spark of the Everflames, so I'm planning on fitting that for the prompt of everybody's talking about this book because the amount of people I hear talking about this series, insane. And yeah, now let's look at what I have downloaded. This isn't a Kindle, it's my iPad, but I still use Kindle Unlimited on it. So let's take a look quickly at the books I have on here and a little bit of them. And once again, we will be blindly seeing if any of these actually end up fitting prompts. So first off, Karina Halley is an author I have been really enjoying lately. I read her like Dracula duet, and then she has another series that starts with A River of Shadows and about the gods of death. So she has a pirate one, I think it's pirate at least, but it is called A Ship of Bones and Teeth. And this one is a Dark Little Mermaid retelling. So this potentially could fit very well with that retelling prompt on here, or I'm sure there's other things that happen in it, but it's just like, I'm kind of really wanting to get in, feeling really inspired by like pirate Romantasy books. When I was reading The Ever King by L.J. Andrews earlier this year, it was very Pirates of the Caribbean-esque. It was very like enemies to lovers pirates, and it kind of made me like want to really find like that perfect pirate romance. So A Ship of Bones and Teeth could be that, or also like Beneath Black Sails, which I will be reading anyways. Maybe that is the one. Witches Get Stitches by Juliet Cross. So this is the third book in a standalone fantasy romance series where we're following a sister in each book, and they're all witches and they have romances with other supernatural entities. So this one we're following a woman and one of the sisters and her romance with a werewolf, I believe, who she previously like not had a one-night stand with, but kind of like hooked up with a bit, and then she left without saying a word, and now he comes in work at the bar that she works at. So it's kind of, I think, a second chance romance between them. I have the whole Kit Davenport series by Tate James downloaded. So there are 6 books. They are all a reverse harem series of a thief with superhuman strength and the ability to heal life-threatening injuries, and a team of secret agents catches up to her. So I'm not sure if there are supernaturals as well or what, but this is one that I've heard good things about. And also the Arcane Society did a special edition of it. They're coming out soon with like a reprint of some of their, like, not a reprint, but a sale of some of their copies that have damages on it. So I'm not gonna lie, I want to read it and see if I want to get that. But this is one that I have heard good things about it. So I do have all six of those books like in one collection downloaded. So we'll see if I like it. And then similarly, for the same reason, Orders of Scorpions by Ivy Asher is another one that Arcane Society did an edition of. They have a few extra copies that they're potentially selling. So I want to read it and see if it's one that I could be interested in. This one though, the warning on it is a little intimidating. So it's in a dark and brutal fantasy world. The powerful and the unfortunate. The dynamic is also described as using master as well as blade slave, flesh slave, house slave. Contains murder, graphic violence. Like, there's a lot of triggers that are potentially a problem. What is it actually about though? 6 years ago I awoke in a cage with no knowledge of who I was or where I'd come from. 6 years ago I was spared the flesh markets and instead thrown in with a group of savages where I learned it was fight or die. Now 8 orders of assassins are converging on the only home I've ever known. Okay, could potentially be interesting. So it is one that I am wanting to read just to see if I do want to purchase a copy of that. For a lot of these, like, I always want to read the books before getting special editions of it to see if like it's actually something that I might enjoy, just so I'm not wasting my money. And we'll also be talking about this in a video soon, but I canceled pretty much every subscription I get of special edition books, and right now I'm pretty much only getting Arcane Society. So other ones. One that has been kind of going around too is How Does It Feel by Jan O'Reilly. This one, I don't know, some people seem to be really into it, but I think it's something to do with a human going into the Fae realm, and this Fae that she encounters gives her 3 deadly tasks to complete. I don't know if it's like winner safety or what, but some people seem really into this one. I think it's more of a dark romance. Blood Oath is a new like reverse harem book 2 where we're following a young woman. I think she's a witch who goes into this school for supernaturals, and in this world all the supernaturals are like bonded into and test. So there's one primary person and then 4 others, and usually they end up forming like a romantic relationship. But this is like every person, every one of these supernatural beings have placed in this because it's how they break this curse on them and how they access their power. And I think she is secretly there on like some dangerous mission, and she's not really want to be part of this. Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. This is another one that could fall within this, like, not quite pirate, but like sea fantasy. So we're in this city under the sea, and an engineer there finds a mermaid. Well, I guess a merman. And he ends up stealing this human woman, this engineer, and decides to keep her as his prisoner. Commanding Flame and Shield. This is a reluctant, prophesized leader, a legendary warrior, an evasive enemy threatening everything they hold dear, and the star-crossed love they burn the whole world to save. So this seems like it's actually a urban fantasy more, which that's fine. I really like urban fantasy. There's demons from hell who are being freed. There's half angel souls in their own dimension. We're following a businesswoman and somebody who fights these demons. Shattered Kingdom is the first in a 7-book series, and it's said to be for fans of Sarah J. Maas. So we're following someone who has 1 more year of training, 1 year to master ancient battle techniques under the scalding desert sun. But the man who buys her doesn't care. He steals her futures, changes her fate forever, and sets her off on a fantasy adventure she'll never outrun. So she was bought by a fae and enslaves her to an enemy with a deadly past. And then there ends up being something between her and this fae. Is that giving like maybe Aelin Rowan vibes? Maybe? Desert Heiress. It's the first book in a series. It's a slow burn MMMF. Why choose? Second world fantasy with some steamy scenes. Okay, so we're in a desert world, and there's this thing called the Sunrose that enables you to have magical abilities. Sale of this plant is forbidden, and its growth is restricted only to farms owned by the Empire Shipping. We're following a main character who the only thing she's ever wanted in her life is to run the syndicate that distributes this rose. So after a government crackdown on the illegal practice, she decides to make her move, but there are 3 rivals who are all trying to do the same thing, and it sounds like those are the 3 that end up being like love interests for her. And then the last one we're going to talk about today is A Crown of Ash and Silver. So again, book 1 in a series. After striking a deal with a slimy merchant, our main character's life is forever changed. So she's traded to the Fae to maintain peace between 2 realms, and she finds herself thrust into a world of chaos. Her captor decides to sell her into marriage for his own gain, and then she has to decide if she wants to like go along with it or fight her way out. And so she confides in her bodyguard, and I think the 2 of them team up to kind of like find her freedom or find a way out of this. So I'm hoping it's a bodyguard romance, I have to say. say. So those are some of the books that I'm planning on reading. To be honest, I'm not sure how many I talked about today. I'll add it in if I remember, but obviously these are not going to be all of the books that I read. There's going to be a lot more. And of course, please send me your recommendations if you have any like really good fantasy romance you want to talk about. And again, like I was saying, I do hope you're ready for some reading vlogs about this, some readathons, some 24-hour readathons, some weekend vlogs, just trying to get as much fantasy romance read as possible. I hope you're excited because I really want to put up a bunch of them. And if you're interested, please subscribe and get excited with me. So we'll have some fun videos coming. So thank you for watching. Like this video if you haven't already, and I will see you in a new one soon. Bye.